Bank, South Bank, awash, and there you can see, Suncorp Stadium, just a way it should never be seen, an absolute sea of brown water. I mean, it would make a footy fan cry to see that. And this is just one example of what we're seeing all around Brisbane and the CBD. Hundreds of homes, thousands of residents, and this is graphic illustration of how this flood crisis has creeped into the very heart of our capital. And you can see there that it's creeping into all the suburbs, Milton, Auckland, Flower, along the river there, Coronation Drive. I mean, the amount of water that is coming into this city is hard to believe, and it's only going to get worse tomorrow at Twin Peaks, 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, and there you can see the water right in the middle of the suburbs surrounding the homes. So many homes, so many people have had to move out of them today, and tomorrow will only be worse. Back to you.
On the ground, there's been a desperate race to escape the rising water. Reporter Matt Dunstan has witnessed a city being consumed. A city under siege from within as Brisbane's mighty river broke its banks. The growing mass of water swallowing first low-lying streets, then homes, then suburbs. Clear skies over Brisbane offered only false hope.
Prepare and begin to experience the worst natural disaster in our history.
Those first in the firing line began a desperate scramble to save anything they could. Boats ripped from their moorings by the ferocious current became missiles. Then disappearing beneath the brown swollen mass, our river looked like a marine junkyard. Its higher steel pontoons cast adrift like small islands. Incredibly, hanging on by a thread this morning, even part of a floating restaurant gave way. The aptly named drift ripped from its main structure. Our cameras caught up with it, but this is all that's left. Even the city cat was spun around by the tide. Smaller boats had no chance. Just the beginning of the crisis, bigger, but potentially more dangerous than anything
poor
even the
city cat, huh?
could produce.
Yeah, I know.
Start to see water
That's
in the
it,
yard,
that's-
get out, take the family.
Now they'll see,
In the city centre, the river began creeping
they'll
into
see our
low-lying
Prime
businesses
Minister, won't
early
they?
this morning.
Oh, Premier, you mean?
Premier and Prime Minister, you know, she was standing next to her. Oh, Gillian. Yeah, they'll see her on TV. Look at the poor city. Yuck.
Others listened to the warnings
What a
and got out
mess.
early.
Look at that. Fancy we're not far from the city either.
But this is uncharted
Look at
territory.
this.
Building owner Emmanuel Casamata
That's Queen
tried
Street,
using
isn't
black
it?
and white photos of the
Yes.
74 floods to get
Yeah,
how high
the
the
same.
water could get. He didn't like the answer. Many thousands of dollars worth of damage.
Yep.
had been spent.
Same thing.
This iron was electricity was
He
cut
said
for
the same.
thousands across the city as the water rose.
Look at it.
Yeah. What a mess.
When it peaked just after lunchtime
Look at
today, the
this.
flood crisis, which has already affected
That's near the
three-quarters of
courts.
Queensland, has well and truly reached the centre of Brisbane, with the knowledge that the worst is yet to
Centre?
come. Greg Moran could only watch the water make its way into the business he's run for 4 years.
It is sad, but as I said, we can't focus on things like that today. I think we've got to worry about the people that have lost really important things, and that's their loved ones. And
The flooding spread into Fortitude Valley too. Residents and homeowners there are facing the same nervous night
Oh my
as thousands
goodness.
of others around Brisbane.
No.
The overflowing river is a mesmerising spectacle, and that's
I think that is
posing
near the
This
police.
incident is not a tourist event. This is a deeply serious natural disaster. Stay in your homes, do not travel.
As Brisbane resembles a war zone, the Prime Minister's called more troops to the front line, more helicopters, and hundreds of defence personnel to help sandbag.
Queensland has already faced some dark days, and there are dark days still ahead. But Australia is standing with you.
With Brisbane's darkest hour fast approaching, the Premier's calling for solidarity and plenty of Queensland spirit.
Quite scary and frightening event. Can I say that I know in my bones that Queenslanders are up to this and that we can take it.
Well, Matt joins us live now from South Bank. It's
extraordinary day. Do you know any more about when the waters will peak?
You can only go up to 20 minutes on there. But that should be enough, shouldn't it, Mum? We'll have 3 videos.
If you can continue on with the videos.
He probably wouldn't do any with this. I'll do it up to 20 minutes, Mum. Okay. It's only 5 at the moment.
Cleaning up and just assessing how big this disaster is.
But that's good for a little mighty 10 megapixel, 2.7 megapixel digital camera.
This is utter devastation. What can you tell us? Well, there's no doubt that Brisbane and Ipswich are now in the grip of an unfolding natural disaster of proportions that most of us have never experienced. We're in the grip of the sort of flooding that we've been watching for the last 2 weeks across regional Queensland. We do expect to see the river peak tomorrow, but another metre of water to flow into these suburbs. That means where the water is currently lying, it will be a metre deeper, and many suburbs will start in the next 12 hours to see water in them for the first time.
What's that guy who had with the 74? Lard said it's no different.
That's how they know when Abbott came out to Australia.
Looking after the city, rescuing people and starting evacuation centres. 4,000 people now in evacuation centres overnight, and we expect to see more of them.
No, it's not, isn't it?
We feel that we are well prepared, but it's going to be a tough and difficult couple of days. And it is for a lot of families, and your family has been affected as well. Well, now that we've seen 3/4 of the state affected by this flooding, I think there are very few Queenslanders, and there'll be many Australians who will know someone who has gone through this and been touched by it in some way. And yes, my family moved my mother out of her low-lying house yesterday into my home, and I feel much better now that I know she's home with me. And I think many other people are going through exactly the same experience. How are you holding up? Have you had any sleep? Sleep's a bit of a distant memory at the moment, but look, I have to say, I am standing on the shoulders of an extraordinary group of people, well experienced, highly trained professionals. I draw strength from them, but I think that the people of this region can draw strength and confidence that the people who are on the front line know what they are doing. They have managed this across other parts of Queensland, and they're managing it for Brisbane and Ipswich right now and doing an excellent job. They are, Premier. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, the south side of the river has been worst hit. Reporter Andrew Truen witnessed the flood of 1974 for 9 News. Today, he was back in many of the same streets, which, once again, are going under.
Suburban Fairfield residents grimaced at the sight of rising flood water and called on reinforcements to help evacuate immediately.
Got major things out, or just like the top in the sand, things like that. Or like it.
Put all the electronics out, precious books, stuff like that. Just the bare essentials.
Despite the warnings, it was almost too late, and anything floating made do to clear out. At the nearby RSPCA, it's been raining cats and dogs, and so it was time to move.
Queensland available to it too, and now they're flooding under as well.
Any property close to the river seems fair game as the waters rapidly rose. Gullies and hollows, seemingly innocent, turned into rancid, muddy ponds.
From what I've heard from some of the neighbours, it's probably reached the top floor, so we're trying to get as much stuff out as we can.
Owners of billion-dollar waterfront estates at Hill End went to the most elaborate measures, even though it may all be in vain.
You see a sandbag inside, I don't know how high, or the water's going to come on, especially to go high these sandbags, so fingers crossed, we can only say at the moment it's very disheartening.
So everywhere sandbags, and the kind of focus from people who can see trouble, staring them in the face.
I think tomorrow's going to be the problem. You know, people tell us how high the 74 floods were, and if it's going to be higher than that, then I don't even think our sandbag wall is going to be high enough.
Low-lying Ulimba was a prime candidate.
We're going to get a cart here and come back and get the kit and go to higher ground. Just been making preparations and hoping, cross our fingers and hope to the best it doesn't happen to you, so, but I think it will, so see how it goes.
Since 1974, the face of the south side has changed dramatically, especially when you consider places like South Bank, which was presumably not factored into any flood equation. Did you think that this could ever happen at South Bank?
No. Not with all the hills here.
It might have taken 37 years to return, but the river hasn't forgotten how to teach us all a hard lesson.
They said it would never happen again. Well, you can never say never, can you?
Andrew Crellin, 9 News.
Emergency crews are also working hard on the north side of the river. Much of Fig Tree Pocket is underwater and the area around Milton is also inundated, including Suncorp Stadium. Since early this morning, staff at these businesses at Milton have been fighting to keep above water, but there's no knowing how high is high enough.
Brought as much as we could upstairs and then stacked up everything as high as we could, but I think it's going to be quite enough.
As the speed of the rising water became obvious, so too did priorities.
Big service, you've got to go, otherwise you won't get paid. Went over to my grandma's place this morning, getting her out at Chelmer and heading into two times time, so
it was too late for some businesses. This man faces a damage bill of $300,000 and no insurance.
many places don't have flooding insurance, and sort of only gets insurance out. So I didn't think it was an option at the time, to be honest, because it was we're miles and miles from the river.
A police drive-by became more of a ride-by. Drive-throughs weren't even an option.
And there was no mercy for one of the nation's much-loved icons. The turf here at Suncorp Stadium had only just been relayed after the U2 and Bon Jovi concerts. Now that's $1 million underwater.
This afternoon, water had already reached the stadium seating. Water was always going to win. There's nothing anyone could do. Further west at Fig Tree Pocket, it was hardly a vintage New Year for these residents. Good Samaritans arrived to chip in.
But they're here just 20 minutes of units to do checking in, you know, and then 20 minutes to come up with these.
While for residents, there was only one option.
You know that we have our finance.
Now run down the park.
We're the last there, I think. Ariane Greenbank, 9 News.
Well, Ipswich has been hit hard by the floods. Whole homes are submerged and the city has been divided by the water. Reporter Sylvia Jeffries is there, and Sylvia, has the floodwater peaked?
Well, we just heard not long ago that the Bremer River has peaked at 19.5 metres. That's a metre lower than what they were expecting all day and a metre lower than the 1974 level. Of course, that's good news for people who are currently living right on the water's edge, but it will do very little to ease the stress and the heartache for the thousands of people whose homes have been ruined.
Going house to house in Basin's Pocket is a scene of incredible destruction. The riverside suburb has filled right up.
107. She's away on holiday, so she doesn't know yet.
Brett Court lived in the Pocket for 35 years.
Well, one of them's gone away on holidays?
You've lived here 35 years. This is your home, your community.
Yeah. Well, basically it's underwater. It's gone.
The people who live here moved in on Saturday and moved out Monday. The water rose so dramatically, so fast, there was no time to secure belongings. Rubbish, debris, furniture is floating away.
Yesterday this area was completely dry, and today you can just see the tips of the roofs and chimneys poking out from above the water, and right now below us there are houses that are totally submerged. Nearly 4,000 homes across the city have been flooded. Some residents left it too late to flee, desperately trying to save what was left.
No one come and told me to get out last night, but I didn't. It came up very slow early because I was looking every hour it was only going up this much.
The heart of the CBD is underwater, and as the rising Bremer neared its peak, the bridge linking north to south was cut. Ipswich, a city divided, but this tragedy has brought them all closer together. The water isn't the only problem here. Emergency crews and police stretched to the limit. Looters have already struck.
The police were called. I don't know the outcome, but I can tell you, if they are caught, they'll be used as flood markers.
Last night, so many families were filing into the showground, they were forced to bus some of them out to churches.
I've got to wait for another lady to turn up yet. She's going to get all our toiletries.
Inside, mothers changed nappies on the floor.
He flushed all his toys and all his Christmas presents and everything. Because we know that he's still got him. Yeah, that's probably the only positive part out of the whole lot.
While victims of the 1974 floods were preparing to lose it all over again.
It'll be under.
He got a few things out. He has to walk away and leave.
So Sylvia, when can residents start to return to their homes?
Well, Andrew, of course they will be very eager to get back to their homes, but authorities are urging people not to go back too soon, especially if they haven't checked the electrical situation in their home. The mayor in particular has drawn attention to a number of people who died in 1974 after they were electrocuted when they returned to their homes too soon. Of course, what is in the water is also an issue at the moment. A number of people have seen snakes swimming around their homes. So it's going to take a few days yet before people can return to their homes safely and really begin that clean-up. And of course, it's going to take a lot longer than that even before life can return to normal here in the city.
All right, Sylvia, thank you. Well, Brisbane's Lord Mayor Campbell Newman has spent the day managing the crisis, and our reporter Lane Calcutt has been with him.
Early morning and high above the river that's taking his city apart.
The man who knows it very well is Campbell Newman.
The Lord Mayor told the country just how disastrous it's going to be.
2,100 streets will be experiencing flooding. Some 19,700 residential properties will see the entire block of land covered with water.
A few hours later, the sleeves rolled up. The Campbell Newman chairs the disaster management group. It's changing, escalating rapidly, gone from very bad to devastation. The pace is relentless, but he's upbeat. Back in his office, there are phone calls.
How's it going down there?
And beside him, what's become a sort of Bible, a book on the Brisbane River.
We could have a 7-foot flood again. This was written in 1990.
On his computer, he pulls up images of flooded city and suburban streets.
Images out of this place, so the water's just coming up to their front door, just like from 1974.
And checks levels all along the river.
It's up
many
millimetres.
On a personal level, it's tough.
Government website, Andrew.
I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. The main reason was thinking about the pain and suffering of people across Brisbane and how we were going to help them. You know, I am absolutely laser-like in my focus in terms of what I have to do.
He may be looking after residents, his people. There's also family to take care of.
We'll have to go a long way home.
1:30 and the formal update. The media conference to let everyone know where we're at and where we're going.
I'm feeling a sense of history, I'm feeling a sense of horror and awe about the power of the river.
This is about as close as anyone gets to the river's edge, and from here, it's not pretty. It may be days away, but the Lord Mayor's already ordered council and the agencies to begin getting ready for the water to drop and the clean-up to begin. It could be 2 or 3 days away, but that, like so much else, is very fluid. Lane Calcutt, 9 News.
And the Lord Mayor joins us now. Lord Mayor, how much worse is it going to get?
Well, there's some good news this evening. The water level in the Brisbane River is going to go up probably to 5.2 metres, which is a bit lower than the 5.5 that was projected and it's been talked about. And that's sort of this afternoon's breaking news and the whole thing. Now that has some implications, positive implications. That means that we're seeing not 19,700 homes being affected, perhaps it's just under 15,000. So, that's 300 millimetres or less misery for people. That's the difference between water going down someone's hallway or going to their shop.
Can you tell us about concerns with sewage in the river?
Well, sewage treatment plants and sewage pumping stations across the region have been inundated with water, which means they can't work. Raw sewage is going to creeks and the Brisbane River. So it's another reason for people not to actually go swimming in that water. Certainly, if you're clearing out stuff from a property, have a good shower afterwards. That's my advice. It does have health risks.
Have you got concerns about drinking water?
Look, this is advice for the Brisbane local government area, so to be very specific, it doesn't apply necessarily to other local government areas. So for Brisbane residents, Brisbane local government area, the water is safe to drink. And there's 2 to 3 days supplies in reservoirs around the hilltops of Brisbane. Now, here's the issue. There are some impending problems at the water treatment plant at Mount Crosby. I've just heard this from Queensland Urban Utilities only a few minutes ago. What that means is I'm asking people across the water supply area to do what they can to supply water. Now we have a water grid, and the desal plant on the Gold Coast is pumping water merrily up north to us, but can people just be sensible of the use of water? Now that's in the current stage, and we go into recovery in about 3 or 4 days' time after cleaning the city up. I've said to the QU people, I've said to the state, to the Deputy Premier, we're going to need them to try and get these things back online.